Jonathan Pease. I have a theory about how David Miscavige might go about keeping the church going in spite of what appears to be its impending demise that I would like your opinion about. My theory is that David will produce a carefully selected individual, possibly born just after the death of L. Ron Hubbard, and claim that this is none other than a new manifestation of Ron himself. His main Thetan, perhaps? Returning to bring the church back to its full glory. He could then make the claim that all of the projects, such as the Ideal Org project and the large empty buildings, have all been about preparing for his return. A return which he could then claim he knew was coming all along. In doing this, he can then pass the entire mantle of the church, including all of its assets, to this well-chosen and well-trained individual. What are your thoughts about this theory? Nope, I don't think that that's going to happen at all, and let me explain why. As I've commented many times on this critical Q&A shows and in my videos, David Miscavige is all about power and holding on to and accumulating more and more power and influence over his followers. That's what gets him off. The money is a side issue for him. I think because he's got every material comfort he could ever want, he is never going to want for anything. And so that's not really, the more accumulation of more wealth is important to him as far as building up the reserves of the church so as to have legal funds and money for lawyers and private investigators and whatever else he wants. And there's also a lot of projects the church works on and spends its money on that sometimes we know about and sometimes we don't. So that a lot of money gets pushed out. All of that is done in order to keep David Miscavige in the position that he's in. He's not looking for an exit strategy, ever, and I don't think he ever will. Short of the FBI or the police or somebody literally walking up with the handcuffs in hand, coming for him, I don't think he's ever going to leave Scientology or take the money and run, because that's not what it's about for him. For him, it's about controlling other people and inflicting his will on them and using Scientology to rationalize why and how he is going to go about doing that. So that's why I don't think that he has any idea of turning his mantle over to anyone, ever. I think he plans on holding on to it until he dies. Maybe if he gets to a place where he's just incapable of doing the work that he's doing, whatever that is, going around opening orgs, that kind of thing. If he gets to a place where he feels that he doesn't want to or can't do that work anymore, he might dish that out to other people and he might gradually pull back. But I think that would not happen for decades at the rate he's going. I mean, he looks like he's in good health, and he is certainly the guy in charge. And I don't think he has any intention ever of rationalizing or justifying his failed programs to Scientology or to Scientologists by explaining away his apparent failure to make it go by turning it over to somebody else who's L. Ron Hubbard heir apparent or reincarnation or something. I don't think that's anywhere in any thought that he's ever had to do that, because it's all about him and his power and his influence over others. That's how he thinks. That's how he operates. So I hope that makes sense. It's not that the idea is even a bad idea. The question you ask is not a stupid question, or it's just so unrealistic that I just go, yeah, no, it's not happening, right? Because it assumes things about David Miscavige that I don't think are how he sees things or how he runs things. I think he thinks that the Ideal Org program is a rip-roaring success. They're opening buildings every year. It's they keep accumulating money from that. Believe me, they are overcharging these organizations for the money to renovate these properties. So he's making money on that. He's making money hand over fist from the International Association of Scientologists, straight donations. So I think he's very comfortable right now in his position, and he's not even thinking at all of any kind of exit strategy. There you go.